What are logical fallacies in critical thinking for children? Imagine trying to solve a puzzle, but some pieces don't quite fit. That's similar to what happens when someone uses a logical fallacy in an argument. It's like a trick that makes their reasoning seem right, even if it's not. When children learn about these tricks, they become better at asking questions and thinking clearly. This is especially helpful when they want to understand what they hear or read. A logical fallacy is a mistake in how an argument is built. It happens when the reasons given don't actually support the conclusion. Sometimes, people use irrelevant information to distract others from the real point. Teaching children about fallacies helps them see past surface claims and focus on good reasons. It's like giving them a tool to check if what someone says makes sense. One common fallacy is called ad hominem. That's when someone attacks the person making the argument instead of the idea itself. For example, saying, "You're wrong because you're silly," doesn't show whether the idea is true or false. It's just a way to insult the person. Another is straw man. That's when someone misrepresents what another person says to make it easier to attack. For example, if someone says, "I like carrots," a straw man reply might be, "You want to eat carrots all day and forget about bunnies," which twists the original idea. Circular reasoning is another fallacy. It happens when the conclusion is already assumed in the reasons, like saying, "This book is true because it says so in the book." It doesn't prove anything new. Then there's appeal to emotion. That's when feelings are used instead of facts. For example, "You should do this because it will make everyone happy," without explaining why it's a good choice logically. False cause is when someone assumes one thing caused another just because they happen one after the other. But that doesn't mean one caused the other. Bandwagon is when someone says something is true because many people believe it. Red herring is when irrelevant information is brought up to distract from the real issue. And false analogy is comparing two things that seem similar but are actually different in important ways, leading to wrong conclusions. Helping children recognize these fallacies encourages them to ask questions like, "Does this really prove what it says?" Or, "Is this attack about the idea or the person?" This skill supports secular parenting by guiding children to relying on reason, evidence, and respectful discussion. Parents and teachers can help children spot fallacies by talking about everyday examples, encouraging curiosity, and showing how to question claims politely. This builds independent thinking and helps children become thoughtful, fair participants in conversations and decisions. In short, logical fallacies are common errors in reasoning that children can learn to identify and avoid. Teaching about these tricks helps develop critical thinking skills that are important for clear, fair, and reasoned thinking in family life and beyond.